The play had been going round in my head for a while, and my son said, if you don't write this down, you're going to lose the essence of it. So I sat down, and in about 2 days, I wrote the play, Keeping the Dream Alive. And that's what I hope that it does, is to keep that dream alive that that young lad and the fellow Busby Babes had.
They're the same age, Duncan and my dad. Duncan Edwards was sat in his lounge with his dad, Gladstone, and he was asking questions about Wembley Stadium. What's Wembley Stadium? Where's Wembley Stadium? And his dad and Uncle George said, one day you're going to be playing in Wembley Stadium. And he did.
Today we're going to start at the beginning and a little insight onto how Sarah knew her boy was going to be a footballing star.
Duncan Edwards! I ain't telling you again about kicking that ball with your school shoes on! Always a kicking summit. You know we could kick a ball before we could walk. Oh yes. I'd put the reins on him, and our Gladstone would put the ball in front on him, and he'd kick it. Yes. Always loved football as our Dunk. And if he don't have a ball, he'd kick anything. We'd never got any paper in our lavvy, you know. He used to get it and he used to make it really tight, wrap it tight in a ball. And he'd be kicking that around. It makes me laugh. He'd say, Mother, where's my football? And then you'd hear our glad shout from the lavvy, it's in here with me. Then, on the way to school, he'll kick a brick or a bottle, anything. He's never got any toes in his shoes. No, never. I'll go up to Cook's at the top of High Street, and they say, Mrs. Edwards, you ain't buying some more shoes again, am ya? Well, he grows out of them quick enough. Yes. Head and shoulders above all the other lads is my boy. Look at
him. Now Isobel is going to do a short extract from her monologue. She is Molly Leach, Duncan's fiancé, and she is at the hospital in Munich, desperate for the man that she loves to survive.
I can't lose Duncan. I can't. I couldn't believe it when I heard the news. I left work, panicked. I ran straight from the tram stop, took off my shoes and ran. I'd seen the billboard. I think I stopped breathing when I ran into the kitchen and saw our mum sat there crying. That's when she said that Duncan was alive. He was injured, but he was okay. I flew out from Ringway Airport, the very place that we met. So alone and so frightened. Someone met me and took me straight to the hospital. Can't remember their name. Sarah and Gladstone were already there. Poor Sarah, she was beside herself. And then I saw him. My Duncan. My beautiful, handsome Duncan. Battered and bruised. He's so sad that the lads haven't come to see him. But we can't tell them. We can't. The doctors say it'd be too much for him. God, our friends, our wonderful friends who we've shared our dreams with, our hopes, our lives with, they've gone. Poor Joy Bryn. She was pregnant and Roger didn't even know. He's so kind. He's so handsome. And his accent. I love his accent. The lads take the mickey, but they're only teasing. He laughs with them. He's so proud of his accent. I love coming back to Dudley with him on the priory where he lives. Sarah makes us our dinners and he'll see the kids kicking the ball out in the street and he'll always have a kick about with them. He's great with them. And he's going to be such a lovely daddy.
That's going to do the next bit isn't here today, but I thought this was an appropriate snippet to give you because as a writer and as we have members of the press with us, I thought it was appropriate to do the journalist part. What a hard few days it's been. We've hardly slept and newsrooms across Manchester, across Britain, have all been the same. We lost some of our best journalists in that air crash, our colleagues, our friends. And it has shook all of us, I can tell you. The most hardened journalists, some of them, war correspondents from the last war, have been in tears. It could have been any one of us on that plane, and it has really brought home to us how short life is, how fragile it is, how in a split second it can change and it's gone, all over. How tomorrow is not promised to any of us. It's tragic what's happened to the United lads. Great lads they were, always open, always willing to talk to you, and they were great with the kids, you know. There's one young lad, Tom, everyone knows him. He follows the babes around everywhere they go, making notes and asking questions. And they all know his name. They say, "Tom Clare, are you here again?" But they're all ever so fond of him. He wants to be a sports writer and he wants to write about United and his beloved babes, and you know, I've got a feeling he's going to make it. You know, I can see him now, big Duncan Edwards, riding towards Old Trafford on his blue rally bike, and he gets off and prompts it against that thick trunk of a thigh of his. And he makes the kids line up and he signs every bit of paper that's put in front of him. And then he takes a bit of string out of his pocket and ties it to the drain pipe. He's a great lad, is Duncan. He's fighting for his life now in hospital. I hope that lad pulls through. You know, it doesn't matter what colour shirt you support. Those United lads were a cracking set of lads. And it's a tragedy what's happened to them. But for our lads, the journos, it's been a tragic situation for them too. Alf Clark, Henry Rose, Big Frank Swift, what a fabulous goalie he was in his time. Real journalists, not these hacks out to make a quick buck, but real journalists, writers, writing in their blood, born with creativity running through them, and it was that lifeblood that they spilled doing what they loved. They were rivals, of course they were, competitors of the news columns, but after work they were friends, brothers, masters of the written word. You know, in an odd kind of way, I'm envious, mad, isn't it? But you see, when you're born with that skill, with that passion to write, it flows, a constant flow of words, of news stories, of truths to enlighten and to highlight the bad. It never leaves you, and you can never switch it off. When you have that passion, it's here, and it excites and it ignites you. And if you must die, you want to die with a pen in your hand and a story on your lips. And that's what they did. And their integrity, their knowledge, and their gift will be sorely missed. Their pens may have dried up, but their legacy will surely live on. Every young person that wants to write, every young person that wants to be a journalist, just look at those men and say to themselves, I want to be like that. I want to be the oracle of knowledge. I'm proud of my profession today, and I'm proud of my friends, and I know for sure the sports pages of the British press will never be the same again.